What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to another vidcast of Keeping It Raw and Real 100% with your boy Skeletor. Just to give you a little health update on me, I did a scan last week to check for cancer, and to come to find out I'm cancer-free. So thank the good Lord for that. And yeah. Anyway, I got a long little episode for you. This will not be a short video, as we will be covering Major League Baseball, National Hockey, uh, NFL, and NCAA all in this little episode right here. And we start off with baseball, as last night we saw the Houston Astros. They defeated the Minnesota Twins to take a commanding 2-1 lead. The Astros basically had 9 runs on 14 hits, while the Minnesota Twins had run one on 3 hits, 1 error. Then the Texas Rangers brought out the brooms last night as they swept the Baltimore Orioles out the divisional series. The Texas Rangers won the game by 7 runs to 1. Texas had 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors. And Baltimore Orioles had 1 run on 6 hits, 0 errors. Then, today, for the National League as well as the American League, we'll see the National League teams of the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies play ball. That game's currently live as we speak. It's at 5:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and right now we're at 4:40 out here on the West. So that game should probably be wrapping up pretty soon. Series is tied 1 game apiece, and both teams are looking to get that 2-1 advantage. Then the Houston Astros, who lead their series 2-1, look to close the door tonight on the Minnesota Twins. First pitch is already on its way. That game right now, presently, probably in the second or third inning. First pitch was at 7:07 p.m., and Houston, like I said, looks to win their third game to close out the series. Then the Dodgers are looking to survive tonight as they play the Arizona Diamondbacks, looking to avoid a sweep. That game's at 9:07 p.m., 6:07 p.m. Eastern Standard or Pacific Time, and Arizona leads 2-0, again looking to close the door on the Dodgers. Then yesterday, National Hockey League season kicked off with 3 marquee games. We saw the Nashville Predators lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-3. The Chicago Blackhawks and Bedard's debut against Sidney Crosby, they won 4-2 in that game. And then the defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights defeated Seattle 4-1. Today's matchups and opening day for some teams include puck drop times for the following. The following games here had a 7 o'clock puck drop. That was Montreal at Toronto and Ottawa at Canada. Or excuse me, Carolina, not Canada. Then, 7:30 p.m., this game just on its way from Boston. It's the Chicago Blackhawks visiting the Boston Bruins. Then, all the rest of the remaining games have a 10 p.m. start time, 7 p.m. Pacific. Edmonton will be at Vancouver Canucks. The Colorado Avalanche will be at the Los Angeles Kings. And the Winnipeg Jets will be at the Calgary Flame. All those games are at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now it's on to the National Hockey League, where we'll feature kickoff times, point spread, and the over-unders for the following games. Thursday night's game is at 8:15 p.m., 5:15 on the West Coast. The Denver Broncos will play the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs open up at 10.5-point favorites, and the over-under is at 47 points. Then another London game. This time will be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tennessee Titans. That game's at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 out on the West Coast. And the Baltimore Ravens are 4-point favorites, as the over-under is at 41 points. Then all games are at 1 p.m. until I let you know of the switch. 1 p.m. kickoff time will be for the Washington Commanders taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons opened up 2.5-point favorites, with the over-under being 42.5 points. Then the Carolina Panthers will play the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins open up at a whopping 13.5-point favorites, The over-under on that game is 48.5 points. Then the New Orleans Saints play the Houston Texans. That game has the Saints at 1.5 point favorites, and the over-under being 42.5 points. The Seattle Seahawks will invade the Cincinnati Bengals out in Ohio. That game's at 2.5 point favorites for the Bengals, and over-under of 45 points. The Indianapolis Colts travel south to play Jacksonville Jaguars, their division rivals. That game features the Jaguars being a 4-point favorite, and the over-under being 45.5 points. Then the San Francisco 49ers will play the Cleveland Browns. That game has the 49ers as 7-point favorites, and the over-under one of the lowest of the week at 37 points. Minnesota Vikings will play guests to the Chicago Bears as they go to Soldier Field. The Vikings open up 2.5 point favorites, and the over-under is at 44.5 points. The New England Patriots will travel to the Allegiant Stadium and play the Las Vegas Raiders. That game's at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the Raiders are 3-point favorites, and the over-under is at 41.5 points. The Detroit Lions, the upstart Lions, are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 4:25 p.m. The Lions open up 3.5 point favorites, and the over-under is at 43.5 points. Then the Philadelphia Eagles will play the New York Jets. That game at 4:25 kickoff time. The Eagles 7-point favorites, and the over-under is at 41 points. Then we'll have the Arizona Cardinals going to SoFi Stadium to take on the LA Rams. That game as well at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff, and that will feature the Rams being a 7-point favorite, and the over-under being at 48.5 points. Then the Sunday night game of the week will feature the G-Men going up against the Buffalo Bills. The New York Giants open up 14-point underdogs, as the over-under is at 45 points. Then the Monday Night Football game of the week will feature the Dallas Cowboys traveling to SoFi to take on the other Los Angeles team, the Chargers. The Cowboys open up 2.5 point favorites, and the over-under is the highest of the week at 51 points. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go to the top 25. Featuring the top 25 team with point spreads, money lines, and over-unders. This goes as follows. Number 1, Georgia will be playing Vanderbilt. Georgia will open up 31-point favorites. The money line is not available for this game. The total over-under would be 57 points, and this game could be seen on CBS at 12 noon. And models indicate that Georgia should win this game by a score of 42-16. Then Purdue will play Ohio State. Ohio State opens up at negative 19.5 points, and they are at negative 1,200 for their money line. Purdue's at plus 750, with the over-under being 50.5 points. This game is at 12 o'clock on Peacock, and predicts Ohio State wins 37-13. Too much belching there for the Buckeyes. Then we'll have number 4, Florida State playing Syracuse. The Seminoles open up 17.5 point favorites. And their money line is at negative 1,000 for the Seminoles, plus 650 for the Orange. The over-under is at 56.5 points. And Florida should win this game 38-18. Indiana will take on number 2, Michigan. Michigan 33.5 point favorites. Money line not available due to the size of the point spread. The money line on this one is 46.5 points for the over-under. And models indicate that Michigan should win this game 40-5. The game's at 12 p.m. kickoff time. You can see it only on Fox. Then another game at 12 p.m. on ESPN will feature Arkansas playing to number 11 Alabama Crimson Tide. The Tide roll in at negative 19.5 point favorites, and their money line is at negative 1,200, 1,200 for the Tide, and plus 750 for the Arkansas Razorbacks. The over-under is at 47 points, and Alabama should win this game 35-15. Then at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pac-12 Network will feature California taking on number 16 Utah. The Utes open up 13.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 600, while the California Golden Bears are at plus 440. The over-under is at 45 points, and models indicate Utah should win this game 31-17. Then at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports 1 will feature number 23 Kansas playing Oklahoma State. Kansas opens up 3.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 175 to Oklahoma State's plus 145, with the over-under being 57 points. Kansas should win this game by a score of 31-24. Then at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC will feature marquee top 10 matchup game of the week. The Oregon Ducks playing to number 7 Washington Huskies, the number 7th ranked team in the nation. The number 17 is ranked, their over-under, is at negative, start over again. Number 8 Oregon will take over number 7 Washington. Washington opens up 3-point favorites, and their money line is at negative 155 to Oregon's plus 130. The over-under is one of the highest in the league this week at 67 points. That game indicates that Washington should edge out the victory by a score of 31-30. Then at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Big Ten Network, we'll see UMass going against number 6 Penn State. Penn State opens up with a whopping 42.5-point favorite, and their money line is not available due to the size of that point spread. As you can see a pattern here developing, the higher the point spread, the more the money line is not available. The over-under in that game is 56.5 points. The models indicate that Penn should win this game by a score of 53-3. Then we'll see Texas A&M Aggies taking on number 19 Tennessee Volunteers. The Volunteers open up 3.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 170 for them and 142 plus for the Aggies. The over-under is at 56 points. The models indicate that Tennessee should edge out the victory by a score of 29-27. Then that game you can see at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, CBS only. Then we have number 14 ranked Louisville taking on Pittsburgh. Louisville opens up at 7.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 310 to Pittsburgh's plus 250. The over-under is at 46.5 points. And this game could be seen at 6:30 p.m. only on the CW. And models indicate that Louisville should win this game by a score of 35-16. Then the Tiger Bowl was in effect as the Auburn Tigers will take on the number 22 ranked LSU Tigers. The LSU Tigers open up 11.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 425 to Auburn's plus 330. The over-under is the third highest in the week and features the over-under being at 61 points. And this game's at 7 p.m. on ESPN, and models indicate that LSU should win this game by a score of 35-26. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Pac-12 Network, Arizona will play to number 19 Washington State. Washington State opens up 8-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 325 to Arizona's plus 260. Washington over-under game is at 59 points, and models indicate that Washington should win this game by a score of 37-20. Then a top 25 matchup between number 10 USC taking on number 21 Notre Dame. Notre Dame opens up 2.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 135 to USC's plus 114. That game has a 63.5-point over-under total, making it the second highest in the betting pool this week. And Notre Dame should win this game by a score of 36-28. Then on the SEC Network at 7:30, we'll see Missouri taking on number 24 ranked Kentucky Wildcats. The Wildcats open up 2.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 135, and the Missouri Tigers are at plus 114. The over-under is at 52.5 points. The models indicate that Kentucky should win this game by field goal 31-28. Then ABC at 7:30 p.m. We'll see number 25 ranked Miami Hurricanes taking on the number 12 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. The Tar Heels open up 3.5-point favorites, and their money line is at negative 180 to Miami's plus 150. The over-unders at 57 points, and models indicate that North Carolina should win this game by field goal 29-26. Then we have number 17 ranked Duke taking on NC State. Duke opens up at 3.5-point favorites. Their money line is at negative 175 to NC State's plus 145. The over-unders at 47 points, and models indicate that Duke should win this game 33-14. You can see this game at 8 p.m. Eastern on the ACC network only. Then the last game of the week on another marquee top 25 matchup will feature number 18 ranked UCLA taking on number 15 ranked Oregon State. Oregon State opens up as 4-point favorites. They are at negative 185 for their money line, and UCLA is at plus 154. The over-unders at 54.5 points, and models indicate that Oregon State should win this game 25-22. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the longest episode I've done sports news-wise. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and for those who have been subscribing, thank you. We are on week 6, ladies and gentlemen. I still have not gotten no picks for the Super Bowl giveaway. I'm still doing it, even though I'm not doing any podcasting, making regular videos. I'm doing these all off my phone. I'm trying to fix my hair because I look like crap. I don't even have hair on top no more. But who cares? Anyway, 15 seconds left. I wanted to say thank you for subscribing and tuning in and being part of my channel. Greatly appreciate it. I will stay in touch. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Skeletor. I'm out.